Hey guys, it's Britt, and you're watching The Sideline Show.
Everybody, listen up!
It's The Sideline Show.
Long go, rebound box, back out to Allen, his three-pointer, bang!
Everybody's ready to go! He's ready to go! I'm ready to go! And you're ready to go!
Introducing now the host of The Sideline Show, Jackson Prince.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You are watching The Sideline Show. I am your host, Jackson Prince, and today I have the person who inspired me to start doing the personal branding stuff, all of the content things, the podcast, all of the stuff that you guys see me doing on a day-to-day basis. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for this woman right here. I have my good friend, Brittany Graham. Britt, what's up?
Hi, Jack.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for doing this. I know you got a lot of video editing and stuff that you have to do, whether it be the Duncanville vlogs or AB Elite or all of the other projects that you're working on for yourself. So how do you manage all of that?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I feel like I'm just wired differently to like manage it all because it's a lot, especially when you're working with a team. I think the difference is like when you're working with a team, you have 10 to 15 people that need your attention and need content and stuff like that. So it's much easier to work like with an individual player or go to a game and film one player. But when you're working with the team, it's a lot more. And I feel like now it's just like routine. Mm-hmm. So I just do it.
Yeah, for sure. You kind of got like big early at Duncanville. How did you end up working for Duncanville?
Yeah. It wasn't planned. People ask me this all the time, or like, how do I work with a high school, or how did you do that? And it was a God thing.
Yeah.
I had just came back from Alabama like right before COVID in like 2019, and I was like in a really bad place mentally, super depressed, and just didn't know what I was going to do after that experience. And I just remember I started going to fall league games because my dad was coaching at Skyline still. That was like the last year he retired. And I was actually going to, what's the fall league we play in?
Boss League.
Yeah, I was at Boss League, and I was actually going to watch some kids at South Oak Cliff play. And I was waiting for them to play, and obviously Duncanville was playing on the blue court in the middle gym, court 2. I had no idea like what was going on. And the game was really good. Duncanville was playing Lancaster. Wade was playing. JB was playing.
Yeah.
Micah, Priest, Ron. Like, everybody was there. But I didn't know who anybody was. I'm just taking pictures. And so I took a picture of Priest. I think he hit a game winner, I want to say.
Yeah, he did.
And I posted some of the pictures on Twitter afterwards. And I don't know if I was talking to Ford or Johnson on Twitter, but they liked the pictures. And then y'all had, like, a fall league shootout a couple weekends later up at the high school, and so I went to that, and then nobody else was taking pictures. There were a few people doing video, but nobody was really just taking like still action pictures. And so I started developing relationships with JB and Wade and just people that played basketball, not really thinking anything of it. And then when high school season rolled around, I went to Hoop Fest and really just kind of like took off, got a lot of followers. And then by the end of high school season, it was like, hey, do you want to come on with us for the playoffs? Like, Coach Johnson was like, I know you're probably going to go to a lot of games, but we want to pay you with us. And I was like, oh my God, like, sure. And so from the 2020 playoffs, COVID on, I've just like been with Duncanville each year and just have taken it up a notch. But that's kind of the backstory. So
yeah, I think I was in 8th grade, or was I a freshman when you came on?
You were...
I think I was a freshman, actually.
Yeah, you were a freshman.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So my first Britt memory, I think, was... Ooh, I can't... I think the first time you ever took pictures was when we played Skyline.
Yeah.
And I was on JV. I had a terrible
at
game
Skyline,
that game.
right?
Yeah, at Skyline.
It was at Skyline.
And I remember I was like, oh man, Britt actually got me some pictures. Like, these are so tough. And
you had the little buzz cut. You were
I
so
had a buzz
skinny.
cut. I looked like a little baby. And no, but I remember I was like going up and like thanking you for the pictures or whatever. And I forgot what you said, but you said something.
Oh
and
gosh. I don't remember this.
I don't remember either, but You said something and you were like, oh, like you got to get some muscle. And I like,
Oh my God. That's so me.
Laughed. No, but I mean, that's true though. Like, I mean, I was little and,
you were tiny. Like
no,
your
I was
jersey, like
tiny.
barely fit you. It
yeah,
was huge.
no, trust me. I
You
know.
and Evan, all you guys, raw.
Yeah.
And then I took pictures when you played your first varsity game, WT White,
Yeah. So
at home.
I actually lost my favorite picture of that. I need to get it from you, but it was like I was in warm-ups or whatever, or we were standing, you know how they do like the starting lineups?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like standing on the edge there and the guys all came running through and I don't know, you took like a really fire picture, except for the fact that my jersey was like a double XL.
Yeah, they were huge.
And I couldn't fit it at all. But yeah, that was really funny. Anyways, from there, I mean, we've developed really good relationship that I'm very thankful for.
No, same.
Yeah.
Same, for sure.
I remember you were, I think it was maybe my junior year, and you were telling me that I was like the fan favorite. And I thought you were crazy because I was just like, I'm Jack. I'm not a fan favorite. What do you mean? And then you told me you were like, oh, like you need to. I didn't have an Instagram account at the time.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
No,
for
I
the
didn't.
longest.
No, like for a long time, I didn't have an Instagram account. And then you told me, hey, like you need to start doing this stuff on Instagram, and start growing your brand. Britt, I didn't know anything like about any of that stuff.
I forgot you
Yeah.
didn't have an Instagram.
No, I didn't have an Instagram. So then you told me, and I went home and I talked about it with my pops. And that night, got Instagram, and I mean, shoot, the rest is history.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the social media grind for real, and
Doing such an amazing job.
thank you.
You're
I
doing
appreciate that.
awesome.
I appreciate that, and it's tough, and you get it. It's hard to do because there's so much that goes into it that I just never saw.
Yeah.
Like, I have a much greater appreciation for what you do now.
It's hard because people don't really see it. People see the end result, but people don't see, like, for me, for example, yes, like I'm at the game or whatever, but after the game is like when the real work starts, and it's like you're editing, and then you have to find music, and then it's like when to post, when the right time to post is, and all that stuff, and it takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, I think because I was actually having this conversation with my dad because for the first little while, you remember I was doing like the day in the life vlogs?
Oh, yeah.
That was super early. And the editing was awesome. And my dad was spending like 10 hours of video or something crazy. And he was the one doing it all from his iPad. But I told him, I said, hey man, the turnaround times on these are like too long. Yeah. And I felt bad saying that, but that's such like a crucial part of what we do. Cause I remember we had like the Hoop Fest one where we played Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was
Centennial, yeah.
Yeah, we played Columbus and Centennial, and I had a Hoop Fest one, and it was like the full 2 days was a vlog. And I mean, it took us like a month and a half to post it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like we missed the train on that.
Yeah.
But what are your main, like when you're doing content, whether it's for yourself or for others, what are the main like points of emphasis that you have?
I think the first thing is just finding a mix between what you like and what the audience likes. And it's so hard because if I'm doing stuff for me, like I'm really girly, I like reading, but my audience is like 75% teenage boys. So it's like I have to, you know what I mean? Like if I want a video to do well, I have to like cater to that audience. So it's kind of like finding a happy medium between things that I enjoy filming and like filming, and you know, my audience likes when I have you guys in the video or like Bug and things like that. And so it's kind of tricky sometimes to find, you know, what's going to work. And then for team content, like I said before, I really, especially at the high school level, I really like to showcase everybody and figure out like what people need at that time. But it's also like, you know, you do have people that need more views or more, you know, that are older and things like that. So a lot really goes into figuring out like what's going to do well and when and things like that. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, cause I see it now where I look back on all of the stuff that took place social media wise. And I used to get not frustrated with you, but I used to be like, oh, I wish Britt would post something about me.
Yeah.
But then I would look and see, oh, you're posting things about JB and Zurich and, Ron or Eric or AB or whoever it was at that time. And I think you figured out the timing piece of it really well. And that's something that I want to get better at.
Yeah. I think when you're doing team content too, high school is very different than college, I feel like. And I try to, like I said, we joke about having the main character and things like that. But in my head, it helps to just figure out like what to do what with who. Because, for example, Eric didn't like the camera his freshman and sophomore year. Like, he just didn't like it. But as he got more comfortable and he was like playing well, during that stretch when he hit that game winner, he was more comfortable with it. And so I was pushing Eric like super, super hard and things like that. And then, you, for example, you never started, but like you were a prominent role in like what we posted because of your personality, because of like your role on the team with like the threes and things like that. So I think it's just like finding that special important role where everybody can be successful and just like eat a little bit.
Yeah. I think the cool thing that I like about you is a lot of people who try to be in your space and do the team content and things like that, they're very much only behind the camera people, but you're also an in front of the camera person, which I think is super cool because I don't meet a lot of photographers and videographers who like being in front of the camera.
I don't like being in front of the camera.
But you're good at it. Like,
I've learned to just make myself a character because I feel like it's good for business that people know who I am and know what, who Britt really is. I feel like it's better because I meet so many people that'll come up to me and be like, oh yeah, I messaged you. And I'm like, you did? And I know their Instagram handle, but I don't know their face. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it helps, putting them together. And I'm really introverted. People are very surprised at how awkward and shy I naturally am. And like when we're with the team or in the airport or somewhere, like I'm in the corner off, by myself reading, you know what I mean? But I know how to turn it on for the camera and have a good time too. But I feel like it only helps to just kind of make yourself a character. And I tell people all the time, I feel like no matter what line of business you do, like it's important for you to show your personality, whether you're a hairstylist, whether you're even like a plumbers on TikTok, you know what I mean? There's a space for everyone in social media now, and it only helps with your business for people to like really like know who you are.
That right there is like the number one takeaway that I've gotten from you is understanding that people need to know who I am for me to really get where I want to get to. Yeah. And because you know me, I'm super like entrepreneurial and I want to do all this stuff in business. And me starting the personal branding stuff is really just laying the foundation for what I want to do in the future. Because I look at, despite public opinion about him, I look at guys like Kanye West, and I mean, when it comes to marketing, he's a genius. Yeah. Because he's always, he'll say some crazy stuff and go off on Twitter or whatever, but he's a marketing genius because he's always in front of people's faces. Yeah. And despite losing deals with Adidas and all this stuff,
the controversies,
he's profited so much off of that stuff.
Yeah. And you know who he is, like,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I don't want to be that controversial right. or anything. I don't want people saying some of the things about me that they say about him, but you gotta give him his flowers. Dude's smart. But,
very.
Yeah. I
feel like everything he does though is very calculated. Like we might not think so, but I feel like in his mind, the way he thinks, it's very, what is it? High risk, high reward.
Yeah. Yeah. Super high risk, high reward. But I rock with that though. Talking more about Duncanville, did you have a favorite moment? Because you've got all of it on camera.
I know. Like that I filmed, or just like something that a game, or like
you could do a couple ones. Your favorite moment that you filmed, maybe just your favorite moment hanging out with the team, maybe when the camera wasn't on.
I will say though, my favorite moment with you guys off camera, I feel like when the camera's rolling, everyone got really comfortable, especially like your class. Like everyone knew that I was like vlogging and things like that. But honestly, I feel like some of our most fun moments were not on camera.
Agreed.
And I feel like I know, and everybody knows when the camera's on and when the camera's off. But I feel like after practice, especially like on a Friday, I mean, we'd be in the locker room just talking for like hours, it felt like.
Yeah. No, I mean, it got to the point where my people started asking, like, was I going somewhere else after school? Because we'd start practice at 2, but we'd be in there, you know, after practice.
It'd be like 6 o'clock.
It'd be like 6 or 7, and we're just walking out of the gym.
Just talking.
Our teams, especially my junior and senior year, I mean, we just got so tight with each other.
Yeah.
And you were so tight with us. It was like...
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
even like in the
sister.
hotel, like I'd film a little bit, but when we'd turn the camera off and we'd like, you know, be in the room, or like, you know, Kim, KJ, and Evan were like wrestling and things like that. I feel like those were some of the most fun, like, just off camera moments. As far as like games go, man, I think, okay, there's a couple games. For me, the close games were like the most fun.
For sure.
When it's a close game and I'm like locked in and I have to really focus and I can't miss anything. So obviously, like the Mount Verde game, filming that was just insane afterwards. Like, because we don't ever get to celebrate.
No. We don't
it's forbidden.
celebrate wins.
It's forbidden.
Yeah.
We can't run on the court. We don't, you know, get to like dance or celebrate. So like a buzzer beater against Mount Verde where we got to run on the court and I have the camera, and then afterwards us getting to celebrate was super, super fun.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of my favorite games. Obviously winning state's fun, but if we're talking like regular season ones, the game at Waxahachie was like the whole day because we stayed in a hotel off-site. We were, you know, y'all didn't go to school that day. Everyone was like super locked in, and it was like filming that pregame was the most epic. I'm ready to die for this.
Yeah.
Like I go back and
Ford speech was by far the most legendary moment he has.
Like
for sure.
I go back and watch that. I was watching it yesterday because I posted that video, and I just get chills all over again.
Yeah, me too.
Watching that.
I was watching it, and I just felt like I was back in it, in that whole swing of emotions, and me just like really getting into it.
Coach Peavy was so mad. Like he was like,
dude, Peavy was losing it.
Give y'all a few more minutes to collect your thoughts. Yeah, that one was insane. And then when Coach Peavy filmed the first round game, when he was just like, we about to end somebody's career. Like filming those moments behind the camera is just like, I'm behind the camera like, yeah. And so it's like, I tell Coach Peavy all the time, like when I go back and edit, like I'm just so pumped up. Like having coaches like that give such good natural speeches, like they don't prepare, like it just comes out. Like so when you're editing it and you're hearing their speeches and everyone's so locked in, I feel like those are just like the best moments that we have like forever now on camera.
For me, because I'm such like an ambitious thinker, I have told Peavy this. I told him that he's in the wrong career. Like he should be a motivational speaker, because honestly, truly, as good of a basketball coach as he is, he's a great motivator. Mm-hmm. And just naturally, like he doesn't even have to try. Like the way he can get you to really want to do something. I mean, that's my favorite quality about Peavy.
Yeah.
And I told him, dude, you're in the wrong career. You can make millions.
It was so funny. He was talking at this really big like conference or something, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, are you like planning? Like, what are you going to say? He's like, I don't know. It'll come to me. And so like, so it was like the day of or the day before. And I go in the office and I'm like, what are you writing down? He's like, this speech or whatever. And I was like, it was like 3 little points. And it was like culture. It was like his like 3 basic. I'm like,
it's
that's
like
it.
one word points.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
It was so funny. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing about branding too, is I don't care what anyone says, we were the first to really take the word culture and make it not just a program thing, but a brand thing. Because we were putting it on T-shirts, and it was, we made it the hashtag with the one in the middle, and I mean, that was our thing for a couple years.
DeSoto made a shirt exactly like us that said culture with the one in green and gold.
The fact that DeSoto, you remember this? DeSoto blocked me because I was, because we were all trolling in their comments.
That was funny.
What did you think about that instance?
I was mad at you guys. Because okay, I get mad at y'all a lot. We can talk about that later. But for me, it was you know what I mean? I just want y'all to be the perfect little representation of just how you act and carry yourself. So for Ron for Ron to be on the count of 3, everyone go in the DeSoto basketball comment and
and we all did it too.
And everybody,
it was
AB,
all
Ashton,
15
Cam,
players on our roster.
I was so mad at you guys.
Yeah. Well, was it before we played them or after?
No, we played them and they were happy that they lost by 6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
we played
we were number 1
game
team in the nation
play.
at the time, and they just were happy to lose to us by 6.
Yeah. Okay. So we played the worst possible game we could have played, and I remember I played really well that game.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron, we're all in the locker room, and Ron's like, you said, count of 3. We're gonna all spam DeSoto's comments because they posted something ignorant.
No, they
bro.
posted
putting everyone on notice.
Yeah, they were the world's on notice now, because they lost to us by 6. AB didn't play.
Yeah, AB didn't play. Ron
It was
fouled
the
out
last
and had a terrible game.
It was the last game before Christmas break. We had just played we just went on a world tour playing all these teams, and then we come back and
we
play
were
DeSoto.
Exhausted. It was literally 3 days after we played Montverde. We were playing DeSoto or something like that. Yeah. We were playing DeSoto. We were exhausted. We wanted to go on Christmas break. We weren't really locked in on that game. Just being completely objective, we weren't.
AB and Ron came in the gym and shaved and got in trouble.
Oh my god. Yeah. But no, we all. I remember. I was like, why am I the one getting blocked? Just. They didn't want to have a white boy in their comments talking trash.
That's funny.
That's what.
Are
I
you
said,
still blocked?
Probably. I don't know. I haven't checked. It's not.
Why would you go
keep
to
tabs?
DeSoto?
But yeah. Why would I worry about DeSoto? But we've never lost to DeSoto.
No.
Yeah. No, we've never lost to DeSoto. But oh man, that last game, my senior year, playing against DeSoto was fun. Oh. Because you remember I got that tech.
Yeah, I put a mic on Eric and Ron, which there's so much stuff that I have that I just haven't put out or can't put out. That was funny.
One of these days, you'll drop a lot of the stuff.
I still have a mic up of AB's first fall league game at Boss League. Me and him were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. Oh, are there any moments that you haven't posted or? I mean, haven't really gotten to show the world what those moments looked like. Are there any moments that you're just waiting to post?
Yes.
Is there one in particular? You don't have to go full detail, but one in particular that I think I would know with very minimal detail?
I mean, I really haven't posted much since your sophomore year, to be honest.
Not in the vlogs. Yeah. Oh. No,
I have.
No, you're right.
3 years of footage that I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Your junior.
Anything that happened junior, senior year, really.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not one. I mean, people know about the nachos and stuff like that, but I haven't
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my god.
Just because of how that year went and how the next year went, it.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of footage you have to go through, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I like your vlogs and stuff because you make it not motivational, but I mean, I guess motivational in a sense.
You're talking about the team episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Well, the vlogs, those are very your brand coded, and they're, light and fun and got good colors and stuff. But then the team episodes, it's dark and we about to fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I don't
fun
know.
to watch.
I'm trying to think if there's honestly the thing that I'm most excited to tell that no one has seen is when AB became eligible.
Yeah.
Me and him were watching those clips last weekend in the hotel, and it was like he had never even seen some of the clips before, and I was like, do you see how slow you were moving? He's back there just chilling, and
Yeah.
Jay's like, okay, we're gonna do free throws and defense. Like, I sent Coach Peavy the video maybe a year ago, and he was like, what the, you mean he was doing all this while we were losing? He was like, Jay, what? Like, nobody knows like any of that. So
So the episode that'll be posted right before this one is Davion's, because I just recorded with him the other day, and we're talking about it, and I'm sitting on the bench because I'm about to go in the game. I'm about to play because PV looked at me and he goes, hey, we're going to need you to hit some shots. Get ready to go. So jersey's tucked in, shoes are tied tight. I'm getting warm. Mentally, I'm getting in it. And I see AB down there eating some Twizzlers or whatever it was.
My gosh.
And then all of that stuff happening, he goes in the game. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get to play. That sucks.
Wait, did you get in?
No, no,
That's
no,
funny.
because I had played in the first half and I had knocked down a couple shots, but I didn't get to play in the second half because AB came back.
Yeah.
I was happy for him and I was happy for us as a program. But I remember thinking to myself, man, I was going to get to play.
That's funny.
Yeah. That was a huge game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It sucks that we lost, but
Yeah.
how are you supposed to win that game with that big of an emotional swing?
Make your free throws.
Make your free throws and the putback.
Yeah.
The putback cost us too, but whatever. I mean, I only lost 3 games.
It sucks because that stretch of 3 years, we should have been undefeated.
Yeah, we really should have. It all came down to one game.
One game
Every year. Oh man, this my senior year killed me because, and you saw, and I'm sure you got the clips of it. Like, I'm crying.
Actually, I lost that footage.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Westland,
Yeah.
I lost half of it, the second half on. Because
Damn,
I was
that
crying at the restaurant
Yeah.
trying to post like a picture that we lost, and then I didn't touch the clips or look at my camera until we got back to practice that day. So while we were filming in the locker room, I had accidentally pressed delete while I was filming, and I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, that sucks.
So.
But that's okay though, because everyone knows how that game turned out,
Yeah.
because no one will let us live on that. I still have people in my comment section talking about what happened at West Lynn. Dude, screw you guys. Like, for real. But whatever.
That was probably my least favorite loss. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, losing to Waxahachie, like, okay, I guess because we know them and they're Texas
When we
schools, but
lose to Hatchie, they
go to Oregon.
I mean, they got
lose.
CJ and
Yeah.
Tez and Jay Lake. Like, they have really good players. Richardson, they had Rylan and Kaysen and Trey, and like, they had a good squad.
Yeah,
Losing to West Lynn,
yeah.
they had one good basketball player, Jackson Shellstad, who, in all honesty, I mean, he was getting buckets,
No,
and
he
he's
was
nice.
solid.
I love his game, but dude, just,
Yeah, that one still hurts.
we lost to a bunch of football players. That's what hurts.
Yeah.
But whatever, we ain't got to talk about that anymore. That's why I want to have CT on to get him riled up about that game.
That was the worst trip ever.
That was the worst trip. I mean, it's 7:00 in the morning. We have shoot around, meaning we got up at like 6. Get up at 6 on the day of a championship game. Go to shoot around. After
you're
that,
skipping breakfast where only me, you, and CT showed up.
yeah, only me, you, and CT showed up for breakfast. That's when I was like, okay, hold on. We need to reel it back in, guys.
To be fair, the whole season, it was just us 3 that showed up for breakfast.
Basically. And Ford took our phones, and like, the whole trip was just so full of mess. But
It felt like we were on like a field trip. Like,
it felt like it was a chore.
Yeah,
it felt like we had to be there.
at that point, we were just like the center of attention. So it was like everywhere we went, people wanted, like, we were making appearances and we were doing YouTube shows and video things, and
Autograph
people were
signings.
using us for clicks at that point. It
Dude,
felt like.
it just, everyone had eyes on us all the time. So it wasn't like we could just be kids, which is what we were.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't just be kids. So And
It was
then
a lot.
it's cold, wet, and raining, and we're walking around the Nike World headquarters. Go to the mall afterwards. We get 1 hour of chill time between all of that and the game. And the game was at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. There were
And
so many
then-
things wrong with that.
We get back to the hotel at midnight, and we have to be downstairs at 2, ready to catch our flight.
That moment in between, I actually really appreciate that moment because after a loss, we all came into the same room together.
I know. I made y'all all come in
Yeah.
Evan's room.
We all came in the same room, and that was actually a really good moment for us as a team, I think. And then, I mean, the flight home.
It just
sucked, but-
didn't hit us that. To me, it didn't hit that we lost until we got back home, and it was just like
No, it hit me.
it didn't hit me.
I was
It didn't
pissed.
seem real. Like it was like I don't know.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, after this trip, after this Oregon trip, we're home free because we're not going to lose in district. We had to win that game, and we were going to have an undefeated season. Oh my gosh, it broke my heart, and it sucks that you lost the footage because I was crying, like bawling on the bench because I just wanted that game so bad. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Can we change this?
yeah, let's change the subject. It's getting whatever, but yeah, I think I have a favorite Duncanville team. What's yours?
What's yours?
I asked you first.
I asked you second.
Yeah, I know you asked me second. Okay, fine. I'll answer. I think the best team.
Wait, best and favorite are two different.
Right.
Okay, my bad.
Best and favorite. So actually, I think for me it might be the same.
Your senior year.
My
Your
junior year. My junior year. Can't be senior year for reasons we will not say on camera, but can't be senior year. But junior year, yeah, that was a squad.
Okay, but you know mine. So what was my favorite?
My sophomore year, right? Class of
Yes.
21. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dame Juan and Zurich were just like nothing against your senior class. They were just like all three of them together just held me down.
Yeah.
Like
No, they're good dudes.
they were just like so supportive and like walked me to my car and started that whole thing, and they were easy to film with and did whatever I asked without any attitude or just like pushback. Like they were just, I don't know, they were just great. I liked that year too because I feel like it was the last year before everybody got kind of big.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were all just so close
We were.
as a group. And I feel like the
Yeah, we
next
were
year,
close.
I don't want to say the next year we were like cliquey, but I feel like, okay, yeah, well, the next year that people were kind of more cliquey.
My junior year, people were really cliquey, but I think we came together when we needed to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The reason I liked junior year was because the cliques, you weren't able to really tell unless you were in the locker room, for one.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the cliques were pretty evenly balanced. It would be like a starter who was a 5-star and then a guy who was on the end of the bench would always
Well, there
be
was like the
hanging out.
5-star clique.
Yeah, I mean, well, right.
But
'cause
my
you would
favorite clique
have-
was the
yeah.
bench clique, the gas station clique.
Yeah, because that was me, you, Caleb, Ra.
No, Keelan.
No, Ra came.
Yeah,
Ra came when we were in Utah.
Keelan.
That Utah gas station run might have been.
I wasn't invited, Sykes. It was too cold outside, and he was like, "You're a girl." I was so
Bro,
mad.
oh my gosh.
And then y'all
you
didn't
didn't
even-
come with us?
No,
I swore
he
you
said
did.
I went to the one in Phoenix, where we went to.
Oh.
That one was fun.
The Phoenix. Well, we went back-to-back years in Phoenix, the same gas station run.
Mm-hmm.
That one, you're right. That one was really fun. But the one in Utah was fun too. It was
I
just
didn't
so
go in
cold
Utah.
outside.
Is that the one where Brown like picked y'all up and was like,
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Well, he was like, it was 11 o'clock or midnight, and he's driving, and he sees us walking on the side of the road. Mind you, the gas station is like a mile
Yeah,
away
it
from
was
the hotel.
far.
It was a far
I'm kind of
walk.
glad Sykes told me not to come.
Yeah, low key, yeah. And I mean, we walked through snow, and it was a mile away from the hotel, and Brown pulls up in this SUV. He rolls the window down, and we all took off sprinting. Well, not me, because I was like, I
funny.
don't do that. That's weird. But I like looked and because I think who else was with us? Sykes was with us. Like they all just took off running, and I look and I see Brown, and he's like, "Why are they running?"
Y'all are funny.
So then he picks us up, takes us to the gas station, and takes us back. But yeah, he was like, man, don't make me tell Peavy about this. And then the guys in the back were like, man, tell Peavy, like whatever. But
y'all were together.
Yeah, I mean we were together, and I don't know. Those moments are really cool because I just like looking back on that and just seeing how tight we were.
Yeah, those are fun.
The CC's runs post practice used to be.
They don't go to CC's anymore, and I'm like, y'all.
Oh, this year's group?
Yeah.
This year's group doesn't seem tight like that.
They're not.
I mean, we were family.
I mean, like.
Because Davion would be at my house. Ron would be at my house.
I'll take it back. They are. Like, they do. They go to game night and stuff, like, with KK and Ovies, kind of like you guys did at Sykes. But it's, I don't know. They're just different.
I mean, game night's cool, but I don't know. I just feel like if we weren't home, we were together, you know? Like, if we weren't at our separate houses, we were always just tight and together.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we would fight each other. I mean, Caleb Jones almost fought Cam and Ron and Ashton and probably someone else, too. But I would be cussing out people. People would be cussing me out. But
oh, what about me? Like, y'all used to get on my nerves.
Not me. I would let you just chill. Whenever I saw that you were getting like upset, I would just back up.
I think that's the thing that people like don't realize is I feel like I had very real relationships with you guys.
Yes.
And I feel like that's why I don't know. I guess it's kind of like good and bad. Like it was good because like we were close, but I feel like I was like the adult that like wasn't afraid to just like be real with people, and some people didn't like that, and that's why I butt heads with people a little bit. But people don't see that. You don't see it unless you're like on the inside,
unless you're in the locker room watching it happen.
But I don't know, like I feel like I just have very like real relationships with you guys, and they're all like different, and they're all special, and I feel like I'm there for you guys when you guys need me, and they all I get close to y'all at different times when y'all like, you know, need that sisterly, motherly love and things like that. But they're very real. Like I've got into it with AB, and there was a time when we weren't speaking. Me and Zurich, obviously, you know, me and
yep.
You know?
Yep. No, I know who you're thinking.
You know, so
yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at this thing that you have on the door over here, and it's like the pyramid of your favorite people.
I know.
Break that down, because I'm kind of hurt I'm not in the top 3.
Yeah, so I completely believe in favorites. Like coaches have favorite. No,
yes,
it's
no, they
true.
do.
Like if
coaches
people
have
are
favorites.
People are lying to you if they're saying that they don't have favorites. You know what I mean?
Everyone does.
And it's like I love all you guys the same, but there are people that I like being around more than others, and I feel like that's just life. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
For sure.
So,
no, I could make that same pyramid. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I obviously like JB is at the top.
For sure.
And he's gonna stay at the top no matter what. Like he's
probably.
like my Maddie. Do you watch Dance Moms?
No, I don't watch.
Okay. Well, Maddie is like Abby Lee Miller's favorite. She wins first place. Like she's the best. Maddie's always at the top. And for me, like I wouldn't be here without JB.
Agreed. I know why. Like JB is a clear top.
You know, but not only like just his personality and things like that. Like he's truly like one of my best friends. Like we are super close. Our relationship is like super, super special. Like he's just an amazing human being. Like I love. Nah,
JB's a good dude.
He's amazing. Now, have we had our fight? Oh my!
Oh,
we've gone months without talking before.
No, for sure. Well, I like JB, and I've known him for such a long time because I worked out with Duncanville from 5th grade until senior year. So me and JB were never like tight, but I mean we're cool and everything. He's genuinely a good dude, and I know that y'all were super tight in the very beginning.
I mean, he was the one that, you know how like when you're the new kid, and then the popular. I didn't know he was popular. Like, we joke about that all the time. I'm like, I had no idea you had all this influence on people. So it was like, JB, you know, was like the first one to like tag me on Instagram on a story and be like, oh, Britt's here. And then, you know, everyone else started doing it. And like, you know, people saw that he messed with me and they were like, oh, like, okay, Britt's cool because JB, you know, thinks that.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
for sure.
Okay. So he's the one that kind of like, you know, brought me in. Okay. So then Zurich floats with that number 2 spot, and Zurich stays there because, you know, he's up there because I put him through a lot. His senior year, a lot of people may not know this. You might not know this, but the night before the state championship game, his senior year, I was having a mental breakdown. Like, I was just like crying. Like, I was a mess. And Zurich and Ron like came to the room that night and literally just like calmed me down. And like, I just remember I was yelling and I was just so upset. I don't remember about what. And Zurich was just like crying with me, and I'm just like, we can't be doing this the night before the game. And yeah, like Zurich's been there for me a lot. Me and him, we've had our arguments and disagreements, and he's called me out on stuff and I've called him out on stuff, and I can just respect people for that. And when JB left, he kind of like passed the throne to Zurich, and I've honored that for sure.
Yeah.
So then the next spots are AB and you. And
I'm in the 4th. I'm okay with 4.
Well, it just depends on that time. Like right now, like AB is probably number 2 because I've been around him more lately.
It definitely changes
per week. Yeah,
every week,
what's
every
going
month.
On.
It definitely changes. I'm surprised Dame and Juan aren't on that list.
So
that
Dame and Juan, like, this is people who I talk to on the regular.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of base it off of that. I don't talk to Dame and Juan unless they're in town, if that makes sense.
That does make sense because we do talk pretty frequently.
Yes, weekly. AB is up there because he's in the freaking NBA and he has not changed.
AB is just such a down to earth, good dude.
He has such a big heart.
As big as he's gotten, as much money as he makes, he's still the same cat.
Exact same.
I love him, man. That's my boy
I saw
right
him
there.
this weekend play video games on his phone with 8th graders at Dave & Buster's, and it's just like he's dancing with them. He, you know, like what other NBA player is like just.
He's gonna be a good dad.
Yeah.
Like
anytime soon, Anthony.
No, not anytime soon, AB. But out of everyone on that list, I mean, out of everyone that I've ever played with, he's gonna be one of the best dads, for sure.
Are we talking about y'all having kids now? No.
We're getting old. No, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
I don't plan on having kids for at least 8 more years. But AB to me,
like, I got really close with him when he was going through everything, and it was like y'all didn't really know how to like talk to him about like the trial and like what was going on. And I joke about him with this. I would just ask him open-ended questions and like very specific questions, and we got tight. I mean, he got in a car accident and didn't call his mom. He called me.
Yeah, that.
So
he got in a car accident the day of a game
and dropped 25.
And then dropped 25 in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because me being me, I was like, where is he? Why is he late? and then he comes and he's like, I got in a car wreck.
Like, it was
and
bad.
Then we're all,
it wasn't like.
No, it was bad.
It wasn't like, I mean, the car was totaled, like, airbags out, like the.
And Beck was in there too.
Yeah.
And was Deuce in there too?
No, it was Coach Moore's son.
Yeah, Dev. Yeah. Yeah, and I was just like, oh my God, man, I'm glad you're okay. But
yes,
AB's just a really good dude.
He is.
I don't know.
Okay, your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Jack got close, what, senior year?
I'd say
end of junior
year, yeah. When you started telling me the fan favorite stuff. And
yeah.
That's when I think we got close.
And I feel like now you're someone who I really value your opinion. I feel like when I'm trying to do something or need advice, I can go to you, or if I'm having problems with someone, I can.
No one specific.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you just give really good advice. You don't tell me what I want to hear. You tell me what I need to hear. And like, we have a lot in common. Like,
very much.
You're very dependable. You're just amazing, Jack. Yes.
This is my dog right here.
Know.
Guys, like y'all really don't know how much, because I think the same about you. I value your opinion a lot just because you've been through so much.
Yeah.
Even on the basketball side, because your dad is a coach, like a really good coach.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
And we were both shooters, and I feel like I relate to you a lot in terms of like how you were used and played and stuff like that.
Well, I was the only white kid on the team, and you were the only black girl on your team. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we just get that dynamic.
We get it. We get each
other. We get each other for sure. Is that Bug?
Yes.
Yeah.
I freaking love Bug.
Bug's cool, man.
When it's all said and done, Bug is gonna be pushing JB.
Really? You think so?
Bug's
a cool dude.
Think about it though. He's been around since he was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I've known him as long as I've known you guys.
Facts.
But I've had him for 3 full years. I don't know if I'm going back to Duncanville. I don't know. Like, that's in God's hands.
Right.
But like, if I stay, like, he's there for me. Like, he knows the culture. Like, I feel like I can be real with him. I can tell him like when he's being selfish, and he listens and things like that. And
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
He's a good
so
dude.
sweet.
I love Bug. It was hard because on the team, I was like my senior year when he was a sophomore. I was like his big brother in a way, and it was hard to it was hard to manage him because he's such a good player. Genuinely, the kid can hoop, and he's got a chance. He's just so damn childish. Like,
he's an only child.
I love him.
But you have to
death.
think about it too, though. When he was a freshman, all you guys were juniors and seniors, though,
right.
And it was like y'all had him, and then like Bug was carrying my bag, so he's been locked with me.
No, I mean I definitely see why he's on that list for you. I now that I'm looking at it, everyone has their niche when it comes to like their relationship with you. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, Sykes, he would easily make my pyramid of 6 people.
Sykes is another one that is just so freaking special to me. Like, not only him, but like I remember it was my birthday, and everyone in his family, his sister's mom and dad had all texted or called me but him, and I'm like, what are we doing? So like, I'm really close to his family, but like Sykes is another one because he has sisters. He knows just like how to listen. And me and Sykes got close because he was hurt, remember?
Yeah.
And so when you're hurt, your job is to talk to me on the sideline during practice.
Right.
Evan did. Evan would probably be that next one, that next
Ev
level.
is cool. Evan and CJ are the 2 guys that I've played with.
They're the funniest, but they're quiet.
They're so, oh my God, dude. When you get to know them, they're the funniest dudes I've ever played with, hands down.
Yeah.
But CJ, I've played with him since 6th grade, and I feel like we didn't really get to the point where we were talking a lot until maybe my sophomore year. I didn't get close with CJ until kind of like when he got hurt his senior year. Yeah.
And I don't really push relationships with you guys. Like I said, they kind of happen when they happen. And CJ went through a lot when his cousin passed away when I first started. And
we all did. That was tough.
Yeah, it was super tough. And when CJ got hurt, I feel like I'm kind of there when y'all just really just need me. Like, I remember Zurich, I used to cash app him like $5, and he'd be like, what was this for? And I'm like, because you just got your ass chewed out by more in practice, and I hope this $5
need to make your day a little bit better.
Yeah, like
a GoFundMe for Zurich's ego.
I remember like Sykes, after he was quote fighting them demons for Sierra Canyon,
we talked about that in our episode.
You did?
Yes, we did.
I literally called Kiki, and I went to Dollar Tree and just got all of his favorite snacks, and people thought it was his birthday, and I just put a candy bag in his locker. And I feel like I just like doing those nice things for you guys whenever I see, like right now, BJ likes green grapes and Mike and Ike's. And whenever I see Mike and Ike's at the front of the store for Bug Bubblegum, I'm like,
yeah,
you know, I like being that person for you guys. I feel like just having a girl's touch on the program has been...
Oh, it's been good.
It's been huge.
We're all so competitive and we're all so full of testosterone.
Yeah.
That any minor thing... Now, we have a ton of fun. We always had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But anything could happen to where it's just an explosive situation.
Yeah.
And I fully agree. Having a girl's touch on the program was nice.
It's not even that, but let's be honest. Like, the coaches are very unorganized and very, you know, I feel like just having just like little things, like when we did Secret Santa.
We did do that. I forgot we did that.
You know, just things like that high school boys like would never do.
Yeah.
And we've done it every year since then. And it's so funny. Like, the boys are just so happy. Like, the gifts aren't wrapped and someone just gets your favorite candy in the gas station and they're like, oh my God, like, thank you. Like,
yeah, well, Sharon got me some socks and I was like,
he got from his mom for Christmas.
I was grateful for the socks. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
like,
just things like that.
Stuff like that.
Love doing for you guys.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've definitely had I'm looking at all these pictures and stuff and like, we've had some crazy memories.
It's just crazy now that y'all are getting so old. Like, Zurich just turned 22.
Yeah.
And,
yeah,
you know.
And I turned 21 this year.
Yeah. Like,
it's crazy.
But I feel like the special part about it is, for the most part, we're all still close. Yeah. Our class of 2023 group chat is still going strong on Instagram. And, you know, we talk to each other. And I feel like now... Like, it's just, I'm in the close friend. Well, I've been in the close friends, but like, I really get to know you guys now. And I'm just like,
well, I even said this when I was at Texas. The guys that I played with are going to be the ones at my wedding. Like at Duncanville, the guys that I really played with are going to be the ones that get invited. I mean, a couple guys from Texas, but like the Duncanville family, I mean, it's strong, man. And if you go through that program from your freshman to senior year and you really get to be on a varsity squad where y'all win some games, I mean, it's hard to not appreciate that.
It's just crazy because you would think with the success that we've had, like, there's people that you're just like, oh, he gets on my nerves, or like, but we've really, really looked up with just having really good people. Yeah. Like, everybody from top to bottom. Like, I was telling someone, like, the person who I miss the most, and he's not even on that list, is Cam.
Yeah.
I, like, would walk in the locker room and Cam would just always give me a hug and ask how my day was going and if I need any, you know, like, he was just so attentive. Like, I love Cam.
Got a lot of good people that have
so
been
many
through
good
the program.
people.
But yeah, well, Britt, I appreciate you for doing this. It was nice to kind of reminisce and just get your thoughts on some different things. And no, I mean, you'll definitely be a repeat guest on the podcast. So
I hope so, especially like with whatever is next.
Yeah, well,
me. So
I'm waiting on that. So we'll
I.
see. But yeah, I mean, you know, we're always going to be locked in.
For sure. Wait,
yeah.
I have to show everyone Harper for a second.
Yes.
She was over here. She was so good. You did so good.
Harper did a great job.
This is part of my brand.
Yes. Oh, for sure. She's part of your brand.
Know.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, for all you guys watching, make sure that you go follow Britt. I will have all of her information down in the description. Follow her stuff because whatever she does next, she's going to absolutely kill it. Hey, Harper. She's going to absolutely
kill it. Wait a minute. What are your plans?
I mean, I don't know yet.
Okay, so we're both like figuring it.
We're both up in the wind, but yeah, make sure that you go follow Britt and everything that she is doing because she's truly just an incredible human being. As good as all of her social media stuff is, she's an even better person. So make sure that you stay tapped in with everything that she's doing. And with all that being said, whether you're on the court or you're on the sideline, go with God and always do your best. Peace.